qualities of what it is to be a humanitarian. The recipient of this award demonstrates kindness, compassion, and in general is a friend to everyone. It is my great pleasure to award the 2004 Seymour Kaplan Humanitarian Award to Carly Sudakawa.
I'm Karen Kosselhead, middle school and upper school art teacher. It gives me great pleasure tonight to honor a student for excellence in visual arts. This student is accomplished in many art mediums and demonstrated originality, commitment, and discipline. The student has been a creative force in the art room and a complete joy to work with. At this time, I'd like to ask Julia Sievert to come up. Julia, she's very particular about brushes in the art room, and she's also really good about washing them, and I got you 3 brand new, beautiful. Your very own live model to inspire you.
Well, I am a teacher here, but tonight I'm actually here as the middle school soccer coach. And I just love coaching this team. We, at different times, have had different levels of skill. And this year's kind of a rebuilding year. Had a lot of little 6th graders. And they're learning the game. And fortunately, I learned an awful lot. One of them decided he was going to be a goalkeeper. And one of our parents really helped him a lot this year, Lucky Kasakis, worked with Tristan. And it's just great to see Tris, a very coachable player, come along as a goalkeeper. And apparently he has excelled otherwise in athletics, and so we have an award for Tristan.
My name's Gail, and I'm the middle school girls soccer coach. And I had the pleasure of working with these 3 girls since 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And they showed hard work and dedication. They were positive, they were spirited, and I've heard from other coaches that they were also the same on the volleyball team and in PE class. So I'd like to award the following 3 girls with the Athletic Excellence Award, and they are Carly Sudakawa, Alicia Schmoker, and Julia Sievert.
Middle School, and we are here tonight to honor 3 honored students. This year, 3 students worked well above and beyond the requirements of middle school humanities. In addition to their regular work, they read, they discussed, and they wrote extensively about classic American literature. All 3 women are formidable scholars. We are privileged to honor each one of them this evening. Will you please come forward as I call your names? Marika Yostad. Lauren Krasniarek. Elizabeth Sherman.
So I'm Jay Stickler, past middle school teacher and current librarian, and Susan Bryant was the appropriate person to be here. This award is for the Summit years, 9 years here at the school. First, Lily Adamski-Thorpe. Next, Angelica Amnesty. Followed by Case Barry Smith. Next will be Fiona Kozlowski. In case it missed some of you, Susan was their kindergarten teacher. Neil Wilson. Elizabeth Murray. Julia Siebert. Noah Sparkman. And Carly Smith-Gowan. Finally, the 10th person of 9 years would be Mr. Patrick Turner.
I had the good fortune of having these students in my class for 176 days out of the 1,000 in the sun they spent at Summit, and they were a very special class. I'm happy to celebrate with them tonight.
This might sound like a platitude, but I can actually say this with a clean conscience. I really enjoyed this class a lot. It's been my distinct pleasure to teach them mathematics, or at least a group of them. And I'd like to recognize en masse a large group who have been working above their grade level. Could I get anyone who's working more than who was working 2 years above their grade level? Would you stand, please? in level 8 math, but made the transition into level 9 honors math to stand now, please. At the semester, these people pushed their way into level 9 math. Stay standing, please. Could I also get all the people who started in level 9 and ended in level 9 to stand up also? Again, this is all the more impressive because they've had to compete with 9th, 10th, 11th, and even 12th grade students, which you don't really have to do in middle school. I can also say without exception, they have scored better than the 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students in their classes. The Academic Achievement in Math Award this year is therefore pretty hard to decide when you've got so many excellent students. However, there was one student who came, not at the beginning of the year, a little bit after, who nonetheless managed to do every single assignment and all the extra credit, even out of compulsion. I'm not sure what it was, but I don't even think it's a secret. Victor, would you come forward, please?
Good evening, I'm Dana, and I'm going to be giving the first of 2 awards for academic achievement in science. And this student is getting an award because, in addition to going above and beyond the requirements for science, he also was great at infusing his work with creativity and humor, which I appreciated. So this award goes to Jordan Ramquist. I would like to just honor one more science student that has just shown excellence all around this year in science, Neil Nielsen. My name is Gail Powers again, and I will be presenting the Academic Excellence Awards. And these students have excelled in all academic areas, core, math, and science. And they were recognized by all of their teachers as being outstanding students. So would Carly Sudakawa, Patrick Turner, and Alicia Schroeder please come. Ceremony, and as we're honoring people, we started to discuss that there's more than just kids here at Summit. There's a lot of families and parents and a lot of support that goes into making this the community that it is. All of you have done a great job supporting us over the years, and we'd like to honor 2 parents in particular that have just shown outstanding effort and dedication and passion towards the Summit community. And Tristan's mom. There was a student that was selected by her classmates tonight to give one of the closing speeches. Please help me welcome Nora to the stage.
To really appreciate this experience of middle school, we must think of it as a house. Middle school becomes our foundation, then high school becomes the walls and insulation, and college becomes our roof. And although all these things are equally important, it is the foundation that keeps the house standing strong during earthquakes and storms. Middle school is a time when you start to figure out who you are and who you want to be. You start to grow up and understand the harsh realities of the world around you. You change into the person you want to be, and as we get older and continue to change, it is this foundation that will keep us standing strong. Throughout the last 3 years we have been in middle school, a lot of terrible things have happened in this divided nation. There was 9/11, Enron, Martha Stewart, the war on terrorism, the overthrow of Saddam, and now the war in Iraq. It seems that the president and the richest, most powerful companies in the world are challenged in the area of telling the truth. At Summit, we remain truthful to ourselves, our friends, and our community at Summit. We take care of each other and not just look out for our own well-being. I'm still amazed that we are able to be like this, for these actions do not seem to be promoted by our leader. Einstein once said, "Small minds discuss people, medium minds discuss events, and large minds discuss ideas." It seems hard to even discuss ideas in a world controlled by the media. There seems to be an expectation not to know any better. We can go our entire lives talking about how J-Lo got married for the 10th time and not even wonder what it's like for every person in a third world country who's just barely getting by. And as much as a cliche this might sound, we are the future, and we are the people who might be able to make a difference so that this world might just be a little more livable. So I ask you, class of 2008, to have a large mind and bring new ideas to the table that have never been thought of before. We have now reached a point where it is time to say the dreaded goodbyes. But maybe instead of saying goodbye, we could just say thank you. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, your kindness, or maybe those two words express enough. Some of us will be going through the next part of our lives together, while the rest of us are going our separate ways. And although we say we will see each other again, deep down we know it will be different. Different without you, different with you, different in every single way. It seems that our hearts are torn in half between joy and sadness, each for our own reasons. But know this, if your friends know how much you care for them, it will be easier to say goodbye. Thank you.
Hi. We're having a couple of technical difficulties, but there is a killer slideshow on its way.
and Marcus Moore.
And from my corps, Alexa Denson. Claire Ragland. Julia Seifert. Jordan Ramquist. Victor Kewan Little. Thanks, Eric Smith. Chanel Frazier. Elizabeth Sherman. Angelica Amasmita. Rachel Youngberg. Anastasia Masters. Utakawa. Lauren Asmara. Tristan Appleberry. Noah and Jonathan Chappelle.
The thing that they got.
If we could get one final round of applause for these fabulous baseball Eighth graders, please put your candles out in the center and be ready for the slideshow.
She's ahead of us.
Okay, there's nothing in. Help! Alright, everybody. As you see, we're passing now. Here's 57 and 58. And if you notice, the piers over. The trains couldn't come to do a 90-degree turn, so they had to actually build them at a 45-degree angle so they could load and unload all the trains here. And now we're actually coming up to the Aquarium, which is at Pier 59. I think it's actually pretty cool. They actually have the train that's like a remote fish boat, which actually it's like the inside and the wood is flat, so the fish kind of swim around you. They also have an IMAX theater there. Shows you what's going on there. Also behind that, if you look, there's also the Pike Place Market, which is quite a big tourist industry here. So you're going to see our scaffolding here. This is actually going to be the home of Summer's AT&T Summer at the Pier. In the past we've had Warren Miller, D'Angelo, A.B. King, a lot of artists. This year we're having Bendigo Rose, Macy Gray, Cindy Lauper coming this year. The tickets are actually pretty expensive for this venue, but if you have a boat, you can actually just go up there and park out in the water. You can actually get the concert for free, which is pretty cool. Want me to turn the mic down? Alright, but unfortunately, actually opened up a couple weeks after the World's Fair was over. So, the owners wanted to make some money back, so what they ended up doing is they actually had to do that. If they gave me a good marketing idea. So they opened up a big tackle shop downstairs in the lobby. What you should do is just cook the fish and feel bad about it, so they will try and simulate the salt water with the table salt they get downstairs in the restaurant, sinks, bathtubs, and toilets. But the salt that's here in the Puget Sound and what's in table salt are quite different. So it's kind of messed up. For about 30 years they decided to finally quit letting people fish from the hotel. Building are busy right now. This is actually the Port Authority. We have elected officials that work there that actually control all of the ships that go in and out of the harbor here. They also control any of the ships. Right.
Chips and chicken. We never did. Oh my god, I'm afraid. The other Capitol Hill, going to the one in Bellingham. Oh my god, he's JC1! Oh! I'm looking in!
What about Rooster? Oh, Rooster! They came together! Jacob, Blake,
Last year.
Don't push me.
It was fun. Kaylin, do you not like dark? Have you gone on it?
It's kind of dark down there. It's not going to snow.
There's so many kids.
Once in a while we see rats down there. You guys have a good time. Yep. You guys ready to go?
I'll say yes, just lie. I can't have any say. Yeah, I can't watch it.
Yeah, in Virginia.
I don't mind twisting an ankle anyway. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
You guys excited?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure, why not?
Definitely the same as it was.
Underground. Now, Seattle's story really begins about 150 years ago in 1851. That's when the first white settlers came to this area, to settle this area. But before they were here, of course, Native Americans were probably about, they say, about 30,000 years. Now, Arthur Denny, in the Denny part of New York, but he built New York on Alki Point. And what he learned was that none of these Native Americans had ever built any kind of settlement out there on that pretty beach. And that probably should have been a hint to Arthur Denny. And the first winter storm came out about 3 weeks later, and it's a very exposed piece of land out there. Now, back then, there wasn't a lot of dry land around here. This was about 1,600 acres of tide flats, or mud flats. That meant it was smelly, it was muddy, and twice a day could be anywhere from ankle knee deep water. Starbucks all came into town and opened up shop in one day. It meant jobs, and people got started moving into town, started working at sawmill, coming out of the trees up here. Now, having the sawmill here was the best thing to happen in Seattle, but having Henry Esler down. This guy was mean, he was cheap, he was dirty. That's how hard this guy was. But he did bring us a sawmill. Now, kind of the reason why I have an underground here is the major problem it is they built a whole city on a tide flat. Everything was at sea level. And twice a day, this whole area would be flooded with water. Now, what they should have done, of course, is take a bunch of dirt and fill these tide flats here and try to get at sea level. It's in a tide flat, and the toilet had not been invented yet. What do you think people were using back in those days? Roundhouse. You guys know what a roundhouse is? It's a hole in the ground. Yeah. Now, everybody built their homes up on these hillsides there, but these hills where you're pretty about 6 or 8 feet, you put your shack on it, that worked pretty good. Because all your sewage would kind of go into the soil or roll down the hill. Either case it would just go away, right? Well, all sewage ended up right down here at the bottom of the hill where Seattle was. Yeah. Now, believe it or not, Seattle. And Seattle really began to smell a lot like Tacoma.
Mr. Toilet?
Crapper, right? Crapper's correct. Yes, there was actually down in Crapper. So the crappers showed up. They sold out 1,200 crappers in one afternoon. Now all crappers, most of these went up to the homes up here, and everybody, yeah, I worked better for them. But it took Seattle about 2 months to get on the first sewer system in Seattle. You know what they made it out of? Lumber. They slapped 4 boards together, made a 360-yard long pipe, and created the first box sewer system here in Seattle.
It has boxes.
Yep. Now I gotta get out of the sunshine. These things here, the second floor is the buildings. And this is actually the first floor of the building down here. Does it look like a safe place to go?
Yeah.
Does it look kind of dangerous?
Yeah.
You guys want to go down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's we're going underground.
Some taller folks watch your head. This
Yeah, Travis, don't hit it like you hit on my door. Remember me? Travis ran in my doorway. What's your hat?
That wasn't me.
I'm gonna leave this hat on. Alright. I have 11 and it's still growing.
you want to.
Hey, folks, over here, over here.
Let's go over here, everybody.
Don't fall back.
That for our personal use.
Watch your head.
Are we gonna be able to go in there?
Actually, no, we don't go, what they did, that's just kind of storage space, but did you guys read the paper yesterday?
No.
Oh, they had a wedding there Friday, made the front page of the paper yesterday.
They had a wedding?
Yeah, so, okay, everybody, you guys see this picture over here? This is a little bit kind of a good visual what we're talking about here. This picture here was taken before this great Seattle. You're right here. We're standing right where these guys are standing.
The Turkish bath.
So we threw out a grease fire, so it's spread all over the floor. So about 4 or 5 minutes later, this whole cabinet making shop's on fire. Down, they turned the water off from the fire hydrants that they had, and you know to this day there's never been an explanation of why that happened. But the water went out on the day. So the biggest reason fire hydrant controls the first fire is there's no water on it. Got it? Now,
It's not my purse.
Story burn, that building there caught on fire. That was a hardware store. Remember what hardware stores used to carry back in those days? No, they carried dynamite. They weren't really educated. They were very organized. So when the building started to explode, when a fire break is, you want to take, like, say you got a fire right here. Put rocks around it. It's a wooden town like this, so how are we really going to do that? Yeah. I don't have an exact date. I believe it's about the mid-1880s.
And most of the information that you're giving us,
This comes from the founder of our tour. His name is Bill Spidell, and he's the one who started our tour. He was a journalist, and he wrote quite a few books. What our tour is based on. It's called Sons of the Promise.
Under the fat one around. It's crazy. Hey, it's crackers. Crackers. Hey, look at that.
Oh, you're not supposed to go there.
These are the original retaining walls they built. They built these around 34 square blocks in this neighborhood. So you see, these are about 8 feet high. The last stop of the operation, what they did is they built these walls again inside the streets. They said we didn't want to do anymore, and they didn't put sidewalks in for almost 5 years. So all you had left, this whole neighborhood here, was buildings right here. Your sidewalk was right here, but your city street was all the way up there. Does that sound like a problem? Yeah. Down here doing the shopping, what you had to do is you had to park your horse up here. Or your horse. Yeah.
It's so much easier when I walk. When I stand, it's so much harder to do.
We're the sailors of Northern Bay. We're gonna kill you. Hello. Hello down there. Hello.
Got everybody? Come on this way.
Hello. Hello down there.
Well, what I'd like to do is get everybody in here.
Pull up your pants.
Real quickly before I kind of do any of this, I gotta do a little bit of my job here. These are originals of the sidewalk. They're about 100 years old. These are just metal grids. Those are called throughway prisms. Prisms are designed to get more light down here. On the count of 3, we're going to yell help. We're going to try to get somebody stop, okay? Now, I got to tell you here, you got to be really loud. It's really hard to hear up there. So you got to really scream. You guys ready for this? You got to yell help.
goes down.
Now nobody's going to walk by up there.
Wait, this way.
1, 2, 3. You got to try it again now.
Stop.
It's really hard. You got to really yell.
I can't yell. My voice is coming right now.
1, 2, 3. You scared them off. Very good. Now I got. You guys ever watched the History Channel?
No.
Oh, they had that
Never stop. Ever.
This was about 4 years ago. There's supposed to be an older guy here who got mugged, and he keeps going around trying to make a transaction here at the bank. That's why it says it gets colder in here. You guys feel it?
Yeah.
You guys freaked out?
No, you're taller. Wait. Yeah, you're taller than him. Up the fire! Quitting time!
I think the other group, to be honest, if you guys want to stop, you guys want to stop. Fucking random person.
Yeah, I was like,
dude, you. What's that? No, it's Thomas Crapper.
Thomas A. Crapper.
I'll teach you guys one more cool word here before we go. All these old buildings around here, you notice that they put a lot of arches in their architecture?
Yes.
They call that Romanesque Revival architecture. Yeah, and if you look at every floor, they put a different window design. They call that Richardsonian Romanesque Revival architecture.
Yay!
There you go. There you go, you guys. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks, you guys.
So, JC, when we go 10 to 2. 10 to 2. We got about 20 minutes. Okay? So go down 10 to 2.
Say that again.
How are you doing?
Hi, Lauren. Is that pen writing?
Yeah.
Jocelyn. Jocelyn, you're here. Okay.
So you can sit down or can I sit down? Kate. Cassie.
Cassie, are you here? Cassie's here.
I think I left my straw upstairs.
Your straw? Oh, too bad.
Oh, that's cool.
That's such a waste. Andrea's missing a bus.
Andrea's not in JC2.
Here comes Jay. No, yeah, he came on this bus with us. Jay, yeah, Jay's.
Oh, Jay, I thought you